welcome to another episode of Hackers, Misadventures, and Scam Modeling. Today, I actually have a kit review for you. And the kit review is Revell's 1/32 scale Hawker Hurricane Mark IIB. Now, I ordered this back in December, the 1st of December, and I finally got it. It's taken me a couple of days to get to it because I'm working part-time, and I got to get this kit review done before my eye operation. So let's get into it. Now, it's a rather large box. As you can tell, if you look down at the bottom, if you can see, just by the markings along here, it's a rather large box. So big boxes mean lots of goodies. So let's take a look at it. Got some nice build-up pictures on the other side, and same picture along the sides and the bottom. Okay, so let's have a look. By the way, I'm doing this at 6 a.m. so before my kids get up. We have this Revell box. Not to be a nitpicker, but a lot of us have said the same thing. Why can't Revell give us the traditional box? Lid, nice thick bottom box, makes for a good storage. I mean, ICM puts their kits in really good boxes, and so does Cooper State. So I don't know. Even Revell went the extra mile in their 1/24 scale Mark 9 Spitfire, but who knows. Anyways, let's open up the box and see what we got. You got the instruction sheet and a couple of bags of sprues. Now this is interesting. I'm looking at this is interesting. The wings come separate. In a separate bag. Piece missing on the bottom of the fuselage. So this leads me to believe that we might be seeing the Mark IIC come out of this. And perhaps even with it, because of this, we might even see Sea Hurricane out of this too. Also makes me wonder if we're going to get a D, because the D wouldn't have all this stuff on it. We'll see. Anyways, we'll look at all this in a minute. We'll look at the sprues in a minute. I'll find a spot to put this. Get my trusty old glasses out. See, after my eye operation, I won't need those. There's our nickel sheet. Okay, so what's it we got here? I'll zoom in onto the structure sheets a little bit better, just so you see it. I do this still, got to do this manually. I haven't got the money for a new camera. Anyways, it gives you the typical stuff. Instruct meaning of the different symbols in several languages. Gives you the colors. Two pages of colors, in fact. Okay, so what can we tell from the instruction sheet? Well, you get the fuselage separate. That's an indicator we might be getting other things. And the upper and lower wings are separate, which tells me we're getting other things too. We have the cockpit detail. See, this is another interesting piece of the underside. Now, even if they don't bring out a Sea Hurricane, the aftermarket guys definitely would. Okay, you got your cockpit, you got your flaps, the underside's a separate detail. Landing gear and propellers. Your radiators. You get open or closed canopy, and this little thing will be interesting. I will show you that when I get it out. I said this in the previous video when I made an announcement video. Now, we start with a seat. Now, I could see the aftermarket guys coming out with a one-piece seat. Barracuda Studios are very good at doing that for us. I can also see them coming out with other parts like PE armored plating for the cockpit and that. Okay, so we assemble that. Then we put all the goodies on the side with painting instructions. That's good. That's good. Some other parts. Where's that go? Oh, that's part of the seat and underneath of that. Okay. We put that in the side and we put all that, and we put that, all the internal framing together. This is what I like. You paint this servo, and you paint the insides of the cockpit, the British grey-green interior, and it will look really sharp. But you also got to remember they tend to change things, so make sure you check when you're doing your interiors. Make sure you check your serial numbers, because everything changes as it goes along. Anyways, got it all together. We put our I think that's that piece. I'm not sure. That up inside. Oh, that's the floor. Okay, that's the floor. So we put the floor in, put your joystick in, and another little piece that goes in there. Okay. Your rudder pedals goes in, and your compass, then your back piece goes in, then your seat. That's all together. And then you go through your piping here. Now this was another interesting thing not sure if I would do or not. I have to debate about it. I have the older Mark II-C that they got, which, by the way, may not have an interior like this, and it has a few errors, but generally it's accurate on the outlines and stuff. So you could probably do something with that. Anyways, the crank for the seat, your instrument panel, put that in, a couple other little pieces. Your exhaust goes in there. Now this is interesting, the way they got it set up. This looks like it lends itself very well to having the aftermarket guys come along with an engine interior. I wouldn't be surprised if Edward comes out with it, but we'll see. They're coming up with stuff now. I'll show you later. So there's that's your exhaust, and that the engine front goes there. You put all that together. Shows you got to paint this interior green. Put the hood on. Now you can put the clear canopy. Now this is a little bit of advice here. If you're going to have this with an open canopy, I would take the closed canopy, tape it up real good, and use it as a mask over top of this, and then mask up your open canopy and spray it separate from the fuselage. And that way too, if you tape this up all properly, if you want to build if you need a canopy in your spare box, you got one. Anyways, I forgot to tell you, you put the side panels on. There's a side panel to this thing. I wonder too, there's no door to this like the Spitfire, is there? I'm trying to remember. No, we'll look it up. I have a set of Bentley plans I'm planning to use for this. Okay, so this is very detailed kit. Now we're into the wheel wells. We're putting the wheel wells together, the back wheel. Okay, now this is the clear piece. And you see right here, let me get a little closer for you. You see where it says clear? Right here. Those are windows. This I didn't know. This shows how much research Revell went into this thing. I didn't know there was windows in the floor, so the pilot could look down to see if the wheel came down. So that's an interesting piece. Anyways, you would have to mask those off, and I would highly recommend, I'd have to look. I'm pretty sure there's masks coming out from Montex and everybody else, and I'm pretty sure those are included. I don't know if you could assemble the whole thing, paint it, and then pull the masks off at the end. Might be possible. It's pretty open wheel well. So anyways, the tank, I wouldn't be surprised they come up with a one-piece resin tank for that. The hose, put it all together, and then you put it on the bottom half. We're into the wheels. You got your light assembly. On both sides. You got a click thing in here. Now, not to be a nitpicker, but will it interfere with the... Well, actually, no. Because I'll show you in the drawings, but the wings are different in a Hurricane. And I'll show you. Anyways, you put your bottoms on, you put your tops on. You put the sprint piece across here. And then you put all the other bits. This is what I like. Instead of molding it into the thing, they produce it as a separate piece. How well that goes in, I'm not sure. There's a clear piece that goes over. There's the clear piece that goes over that. Another gun port. I'm pretty sure there'd be masks for that, but it wouldn't be too hard. It's pretty square. After putting all this on, you put the two halves to install the fuselage on top of the wing. You put the underside on, the underside of the cowling on. Now you got a clear piece there that goes there. There's probably, you would have to mash that up. Your tail wheel. Now we get into the engine intake and the radiator. And the radiator covering. You put the radiator in there and then you put it on top of here. You put that piece on there to give you open and close flap as it shows you here. You assemble the rudder, which comes as a separate piece from the fuselage, which means you can off-center it to give it some realistic look. Your horizontal stabilizers, your elevators come separate. That's good. Again, you can lower it or whatever. The front of the cowl. Assembly of the wheels. Assembly of the tail wheel, which goes on there. The assembly of the landing gear. I wouldn't be surprised G-Force comes up with a brass set. Your landing gear covers. And then you put your landing gear all together. I would suggest that I would get some foam, stick in there when painting. You know, that foam you get sometimes in Edward kits, the black foamy stuff, you can cut that to shape and stick it in there. I would before I assemble all this, I would take the foam, take the separate piece that's the cover top of the landing gear, and lay it on top, cut it out, and then you have it, and then you can put it in afterwards. Okay, you got your ailerons separate. That's nice. Okay, and you get your landing flaps separate too. Now Edward's already come out with a set for that, so I'll show you that in a minute at the end. There's your exhaust. Now Edward's come out again with one piece resin exhaust, so it should be better. And you two different exhausts. Yeah, there's two different exhausts. One it's like that, and then you got the other traditional fishtail. Okay, didn't know that. Of course, you got your one-piece canopy or your two-piece canopy. And you put your propeller and that on, your antenna. And looks like you're done. Now color markings. What do we got here? This one here is Squadron 79, Royal Air Force, Fairwood Common, South Wales, July 1941. This one is, again, 79 Squadron, Royal Air Force, Fairwood Common, South Wales, 1941. Is it the same one? Yeah, it's the same one, sorry. Now we got a Black Hurricane. It's a night fighter. And this is 253 Squadron, Royal Air Force, High Balstow, England, late 1941. Well, there's a mirror. There's a lot of 1/32 scale markings coming out. I can see that. Personally, no offense guys, I will do a Canadian one before I do a Royal Air Force one, depending. Okay, so let's have a look what we got. Now we got the decal sheet, and it looks really nice. I don't see, if you hold this thing in the light just the right way, if I can get, you can just see how they've got the film, and it's not, and the decals are not very thick, so that looks really nice. You get the instrument panel, but there's other instrument panels coming out for this thing. So, and it doesn't say. Oh, it says that the decals were printed in Italy, but don't say who printed them. Oh, typical. Okay, so what should we do? Well, we'll start with this one. Nope, don't have to cut the bags, just cut the tape, which means we can re-tape this back in the bag later. So, come on, get off of there. There we go. Okay, so let's get a little closer. Okay, let's start with the fuselage. Now, there. Now there's the interior. Now you're not going to get much there or down here. I don't think you really could see back there, so I wouldn't worry too much about it. But all the injection pins are hidden away in places where you wouldn't see them. I don't know about, see, there's ejection pins there, but there's a piece that goes over top of there. There, I don't know if these two would show or not. My suggestion was to assemble a cockpit, and before you do this, put it together and check to see if you could see these or not, because I'm not sure. These ones you can't, and they seem pretty flush. There's nothing sticking up. Okay, what do we got on this side? The red detail is really, really nice. Look at that red detail. And the let's see if we can get it closer. Look at the faster detail, and the panel lines are very fine. A little wash and that would look great. Same as this one. Okay. Hurricanes do have a door here. I don't know if they really used them or not. I have to check. I'm a little, my brain's not functioning, so it's early in the morning and only had 1 cup of coffee, so bear with me. Anyways, same as the other side. Look at that detail. Isn't that nice? The rib detail is really nice too. So it's on here. The possibility, the possibility if somebody was really skilled, you could cut these panels out and on one side or the other or both and expose the details in the interior, which means you would have to go some extra detailing with pipes and wires and that, but that would be the fun part. Now here is the wing detail. Now this is the access panels to the guns. Okay, now the old Revell kit that was a Mark IIB, they modified it into a Mark IIC, but when they did that, because the Mark IIC has the 20mm Hasbro cannons in it, they did not change this. They left it as the same, where the Mark IIC has just square panels. And I don't think these are on there either. But look at the nice. Let's get me up here properly. Look at a nice detail. Nice raised rivet detail where it's needed. There's no rivet detail on here, but that's easily solved with if you wanted to do it. I'm not too sure my Bentley plans have rivet details, but I wouldn't be surprised if somebody comes out with some rivet details that you can put on here. What we really need in this industry is somebody who has a dedicated book on riveting patterns for these aircraft. So if we wanted to do it by hand, we have the reference. But anyways, I digress. The underside looks really nice too. You got your cannon shell injectors here. Nice panel lines. This is where the landing flaps go. So both of this have the same detail. I don't see any problems with this. I don't see any problems with this at all. See, they got that there to click into the bottom. So I'll take this and get it out of the way. Over here. Okay. So let's look at these other parts. There you go. Don't want to wreck the bags because I can reuse them and put the parts back in and seal it up. That way I don't lose any parts. Okay, let's see what we got here. Okay, so let's back this off a little bit. There. Okay, so here we are with the interior parts proven that. Now this is the underside of the wing. It looks very nice. Now there's rivet detail, there's mold injection detail up here, but it's underneath, so you'd be looking at it like that, so you can't see it, which is good. Some mold injection pins here on this one. Ah, look at that, look at that. I was right. there is a sea hurricane coming out. Look at that. That is a sea hurricane. Wow. Didn't realize that. Look. Two separate things. You could turn one into a sea hurricane. But do they give you the hook? We'll have to look. That is interesting. Very interesting indeed. I have a scheme for one of those. I might end up buying 2 of these damn kits. But anyways, nice detail on that too. They also give you the other back end for it that goes on here. But I don't see the hook yet. It might be buried in the other parts. Might be buried in the other parts. The aftermarket guys are smart. They jump on it and give us a brass tip landing hook for this. Anyways, on to the other parts. The fabric detail is very subtle. You get the ribs, but it's not like overbearing. Look at it. Same here. It's very nice. Then you got your rudder details the same. This is I'm getting excited. There's your landing flaps. That's the up, I believe. No, that's the down. So you'd have to cut that. Edwards come up with a barrage set that might be more to your liking. Here's the aileron. There's one of the ailerons. There's that blank. There's that blank flap. If you didn't want to put the flaps down. There's the other half of the ailerons. The interior of the landing gear bay. Now, let's focus this a little better for you guys. The detail looks really good. Along here looks really good. This looks really good. In here looks really good. Even the access doors and stuff. Okay. Here's your seat. Where's the other parts of the seat? Might be on the other sprue. But so here's the other underside. The detail's good on that too. But I don't see the arrestor hook unless it's in the other package. There's the part for the engine cowl. There's the rest of the seat. You see, you got there's the engine cowl. There's the back of the seat. What's the front seat look like? Oh, it's not bad. It's not bad. It's not bad. Okay. The structure, the framing structure doesn't look bad either. Now people were saying, I've heard people, well, the detail's a little soft than that. You know, if the aftermarket guys come up with a better interior, then fine. But I would go with this. This is fine. There's nothing wrong with it. You could build a really excellent cockpit with this. There's the front. Where's the? Now there's the side piece that goes in the one fuselage half. Let's get it more focused for you. Let's bring it up closer because I want to show you the detail. Okay, there's the side piece that goes on the one side. Now there's the instrument panel, which doesn't look bad. You could probably use the instrument panel decal on this and still come out good, but there's aftermarket ones coming out, so, and I will show you those in a minute. More details. Here, I'll let you have a look at the framing. Okay, there's the back of the seat. There's the floor, and there's the rest of it. And there's the gun ports that you got to put in. I like the idea they give it to you separate. Now there's the exhaust. Now I'll back it off a little bit so you see it. There. You got these ones and you got these ones. I got two different types. So I think it depends on which one and the kit you built. I think, looking back at this one, my suspicions is that oh, maybe it's for the Sea Fire. No, or the Sea Fury, or Sea Hurricane. Wake up. I don't know. I think there's two different exhausts depending on the serial number, so, and the mark. There's the top of the cowl. That looks okay. Okay, so I've seen that. It looks really, really good. I'm liking this. Okay. This is the last screw here for this. So let's see what we got here. Okay, so then I wonder why this is separate. If they do a Mark II-D with 30mm cannon pods hanging underneath it, you would have to change this out to not. Oh, sorry, wasn't paying attention. If they do a Mark II-D with the 30mm cannons hanging down the pot underneath, they would have to change this out to a armored one. We'll have to see. But anyways, as for the spinner, I'm not too sure if the spinner's correct. They've gotten spinners wrong before, so we'll check that out. Here's the other gun port sticking out. I would leave them as it is, paint the guns out of it, but somebody more ambitious would probably get some thin aluminum tubing and replace that, so they actually have the holes in it. But I'm not that picky. Okay, our radiator looks good. Wouldn't be surprised if somebody brings out another radiator. Oh, now here's something interesting. Let me focus this for you. What else does it look like you do to you? Huh? Put it a little closer. Focus it. What does these things look like to you? Well, they're 20mm cannons, which means we should be expecting to see the Mark II-C. That's interesting. That is interesting. Okay. See what you learn when you do a... Aha! Okay. Now, let's pull this thing back. Let's focus this thing here and pull it back a little bit. There. Excuse the knife. Okay, so I was right. Stinger tail for that other piece. You stick that up underneath. Should be more of a hook on it, unless the hook is separate. I'm looking here. I'm not seeing it. It's probably there, but I'm not. Oh, yep, there it is. Right there. Here. Let me focus this again for you. I believe that's the hook for the Sea Hurricane that goes on a stinger. Let me check it. Possibly is. Possibly is. Anyways, let's look at the landing gear. Okay. Let's get that, focus it back here for you. Nice landing gear. Nice detail. You got that piece. See, they did it on the Tempests. They did away with this part. But on Hurricanes, they were on here. I think it was a way for stiffening it, and they came up with a different way. Okay, so there's that landing gear. I believe this is more landing gear door stuff. More cockpit stuff. There's that hose that goes through the landing gear. There's the landing gear. Hurricanes always had that big beefy landing gear, straight up and down. There's for your lights. There's the oxygen tank and that goes in the wheel well. There's the intake. There's that intake right here. Is that? I think it is. I think that's the... Oh, sorry. I think this is the tropical intake. Air intake. I think that's what this piece is for. Goes on the back of it. I wouldn't be surprised if somebody comes up with an aftermarket one-piece one for that too. And you got some more hoses and stuff. There's your joystick. Where's your rudder pedals for this thing? Is it on the other screw? No. I probably missed it. Sorry about that, guys. I'll have to go back and look. This looks really, really good. I'm liking it so far. Nice little hydraulic pistons, other little parts. Your stirrup to get in. This is looking really good. Now let me go back to this one here for a minute. Did I miss the... Did I miss the rudder pedals here? Where are the rudder pedals? Oh, there they are. I missed them the first time around. There's the rudder pedals. Probably other pieces that goes on there. I'm pretty surprised if somebody comes up with 3D printed one of those. Okay, put that back down there. Excellent propeller. Now, I know of 3 companies that are coming up with better wheels. There is Barracuda Studios already had a set. Edward's coming up with a set, and ResKit has a set. And I'll put those up for you to see. There's your lights for in here. Now, focus that, give it a little bit more. Can I get it closer? Yeah, I can get it closer for you to see. There. This is where those chrome pens would come in very handy. You do those up. Bob's your uncle. How do you know Bob's my uncle? Bob's not my uncle. Never seen him before in my life. Anyways, back it off. Back it off a little bit here. Okay. So that's really good. See, we're learning some stuff here about this kit. You could actually build see, we learned you could build a Mark IIB Sea Hurricane. They're coming out with possibly Mark IIC because the 20mm cannons that they give you, and then they give you a tropical air filter. So what else can they come up with? Because they wanted the wings separate, so it's not a far stretch that they would come up with the Mark IIC. Anyways, let's go back to reviewing because we've got one thing left. Clear parts. So here's where we get into that little thing I was telling you about. I'll focus it. We'll get it focused a little more here for you. See, that's the upper interior of the landing gears. Which way is it? Goes this way. Okay, goes this way. Okay. All right. There's the doors, the windows. Those have to be masked somehow. I always found that rubber mask from Gunzy always works well for little things like that. Now, let's focus in a little more. I want to there. Now, look at how clear these canopies are. where there's a number. Look at that. Very little distortion. Very little distortion indeed. Even this one here. Look at that. The windscreen is not distorted, especially on the flat part. Even the lens covers are clear. Really, really nice. One thing is for masking. It's see, this is where it's going to be. This is where I'm going to recommend a mask, because you can't feel the framing. You see the framing. Here, let me get this here. Let's get it closer here for you, and focus it. Okay, you could see the framing. Okay, you could see the framing, but you can't feel it on the inside or the outside. So which means you would have to, like even the front frame, like even the front framing, there's a defined corner. You feel a defined corner, but no, it's not raised, so you can feel it. So that's going to make masking it difficult if you try to do it on your own, which I would highly recommend you get a masking set for canopy masking set for this, because this is going to be very difficult for you to do otherwise. Like I got no problem masking, you know, cutting the tape and doing all the masking. I've spent many hours doing that, but for this, I would go for the canopy mask. Okay, so one last thing, and a little treat for you guys is that I have a set of Bentley drawings, hurricane drawings in 32nd scale. Now find the right. Now the drawings I want out of this is, I'll back this off because we're too close now. Okay, get this over here. He does excellent drawings, I have to tell you that. Okay, so we're going to do a little experiment here. If you don't mind, I'll find my let's lay this on top and see what we got. Now he's supposed to be 32nd scale, so you know what? Where did my knife go? Let's cut this puppy out. Let's cut this puppy out. Don't have to. Don't have my sprue cutters, unfortunately. Unfortunately, I don't have my sprue cutters. They're still in storage. Something else I gotta solve. When I had my heart attack, it kind of put my a lot of my plans on hold, because I gotta I'm going to reduce the size of my storage unit and bring all my kits here. Okay, so let's have a look here. Get this lined up properly, and look at that. Nice. Very nice. You have to excuse the missing part here, but generally it's good. Now, move this over a little bit. This thing takes up a lot of room, so you have to excuse me. Look at that. Put the wing up on it, and nice. That's the underside. I got the underside. I have to find it. There's the top side on this side. Okay, this is the underside, so I'll get the other wing. Let's get the other wing. So this is supposed to be the underside. And look at that. What do you think, guys? What do you think? Now look at the top side. Look how well that matches. Nice. And we got I have the rooting pattern on this. Very nice indeed. Very nice. Now you see, here's what I'm talking about. Right here. It gives you, to make a 2C, you would have to have the underwings like this and the panels like this. Which they didn't do when they changed it over, so we will have to have a new wing, because you would have to have these little pieces separate like they did for over here. Now, curiosity's sake here, okay, put my wings and fuselage back down. I can put them back in their bag. Okay, here's the cockpit. Look good. I can't get it down really flat, but, and I don't want to take it off, but basically by looking at this, I got it upside down. I got the wrong one. There. Is it this one? Do. No. Do. Oh yeah. We're good. There's that. Where's that other one? You realize I'm gonna have to put this all back when I'm done. find the one I was using. There you go. Oh, there it is. I want to check something. The underside for you guys. Look at that. Look at that. Look at that. Excuse my enthusiasm. You'll have to excuse my enthusiasm here. But look at that. I got a different angle here. Looking at it from the camera angle, it looks like it fits really nice. Really, really nice. Even look at that. Even those are good. What's the other piece I was going to look at? Well, the radiator is going to be a little tougher, but see that? Even the radiator looks good. Wow. Guys, there you have it. Revell's 1/32 scale Hawker Hurricane Mark II-B with a few surprises. I kind of thought to myself that we might get ahead of the curve and make the Mark II-C with the cannons later on down the road, but I didn't think they would be doing give you the other piece for the C Hurricane in both the B wing and the C wing. So that was a bit of a surprise. They give you all the parts for that, so you could easily make a Hurricane Mark. You could easily make a Hurricane Mark II-B, or not. Sorry. Let me rephrase that. You can make a C Hurricane Mark II-B in 32nd scale now too, without going to the aftermarket way. Though I wouldn't be surprised if some smart cookie would come up with some brass stinger wheels, excuse me, and some brass landing gear. But anyways, that is that. I have to get ready for work, and I hope you enjoyed this. I found it very educating, and I'll see you all later, and have a nice day. And remember, every build's an adventure, so go make it awesome. And also support me on either through PayPal or my Patreon page. And have a nice day. Hi. Just a side note. I know my schedule is being all out of whack, but it can't be helped. I'm trying to improve it, and hopefully we'll be back on track soon. Probably not until after April. But I'm trying to get as much as I can for you guys, and I just hope you understand. And if you'd like to help out, just either send a donation to my PayPal, or you can subscribe to my Patreon page. But anyways, I hope you enjoy my videos, and I'll see you next time. And remember, every build is an adventure, so go make it awesome. Bye.